Most packing videos just kind of tell you everything they're taking, or they state the plain obvious, and ironically, they miss the kind of stuff that's actually going to make your life easier. So in this video, I'm going to get straight to the point and break down the essentials that I would bring again without hesitation, and also end with some of the stuff that I took that I didn't end up needing. This list is based on my personal experience slow traveling with my husband across Asia for the last 10 months, and I really hope that it's helpful by the end. So first things first, the most criminally overlooked thing ever, a laundry bag. A thin, light, cotton or mesh laundry bag to separate your dirty clothes from your clean ones. Ideally one that has a handle so that if your apartment doesn't have a washing machine, you can put that little guy on your back and take it to the nearest laundrette. Having personally had experiences where I haven't had a laundry bag before, the alternative is just a bunch of nasty plastic bags that you end up carrying around, and honestly, it's not a good look. We got our one from Amazon and I'll put the link down below, but you can literally get it from anywhere. The next part of the list is actually a collection of things, and it's really about optimizing your charging setup. Whilst I obviously recommend having an international power adapter, I'd also recommend getting an extension cord that has your native plugs in it. So you can plug that into the power adapter, and that way you don't need to worry about managing multiple adapters. You can just plug everything into that extension cord. It's also worth considering taking a light charging pad. If you're an Apple user, you'd be able to charge multiple devices through one plug, and that way you don't have lots of cables lying around either. The next item on the list is actually a Kindle. And don't shoot me, but whilst books are amazing for reading and the feel can't be replaced by anything, it's just not practical to carry around your favorites for 10 to 12 months because quite frankly, they're heavy, and when you're finished one, you don't have others. A Kindle can store so much, and it's really worth investing in that if you plan to travel long term and you like reading. Another item I'd say is a medicine bag. And while you can get painkillers or plasters or digestive aids anywhere in the world, sometimes illness strikes at the worst and most inconvenient times, and it's always good to be safe than sorry. You can pop in quite a few bits and pieces, and you never know, sometimes when you're on the move and you're looking for a pharmacy, you just can't find it, and maybe if you do, the prices are extortionate. I know I was really shocked when we went to Japan from Thailand, and I hadn't really stocked up on paracetamol, but when I arrived I wasn't really feeling that well, and we ended up going to a pharmacy and it was £5 for a pack of paracetamol, where in Thailand it was like 10-20p. So try to put it together before you leave, and as you're on the move, when you're doing your grocery shopping, keep it stocked up, and then you always have everything in one place rather than scattered around different bags and suitcases. The next item is kind of obvious, but sometimes overlooked. An insulated water bottle can go a really long way in saving time and money. You don't want to be constantly looking for plastic bottles. You can always refill it wherever you go, and when you're chilling around the house, it's nice to have your own bottle than sometimes the manky cups that are available at the Airbnbs or apartments that you're staying at. Trust me on this one, I've had some bad experiences. Next, noise cancelling headphones. Honestly, it's an investment that's worth making, yet again because of how inconsistent noise issues can be across different apartments in the world. I actually lost one of my AirPods on the move, and I replaced it with some wired headphones that weren't noise cancelling, and I immediately regretted it and ended up buying a new pair of noise cancelling headphones because I literally could not deal with the hum of planes and with the noisiness of neighbours. And then obviously if you're working in cafes and stuff, you kind of forget how handy they are until you've lost them. Another collection of items that's really useful is a variety of bags. Whilst you might have your rucksack that's really good for work, it's also really handy to pack a fanny pack or a little bum bag. I don't know what it's called in different parts of the world, but something that's more casual and lightweight for quick walks or nights out or something. And ladies, you can also bring like a more fancy bag. If you do end up having a date night, it might be nice to just not have to have one backpack. You could also bring a tote bag for things like shopping and groceries, but you can pretty much pick those up anywhere. But if you've got your rucksack, your fanny pack, and a nice bag all compactly packed together, you're basically set. The next item on the list is a lightweight packable fleece, because even if you're going to the hottest parts of the world, there are going to be times where you're cold, like planes, over air-conditioned malls, some random bus journey that you're doing in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden, whilst it was completely hot throughout the day, it's ice cold and you're going to die. It's one of those better safe than sorry situations. And last but not least, a small microfiber towel and a large one as well. The small one is for cleaning the house and just maintaining surfaces, because a lot of times apartments don't really give you the best cleaning equipment. And the large one is, if you do have an apartment that's giving you dodgy towels, or the towels are nice but you don't want to ruin them at the beach, you can take your own microfiber towels, and they're really lightweight, and they also do an amazing job of drying things up pretty fast too, and after you've washed them they dry quickly. So it's just this excellent multi-purpose thing that will save you in lots of different situations. Now for the things that I took that I absolutely regretted, that I recommend you don't, unless you want to lug around a bunch of junk for the best part of a year. Stupidly, I took a steamer. I don't know why, but I just thought that sometimes when you pack shirts and stuff, it gets all wrinkly. Every single place we went to, even like the most budget places, had an iron and an ironing board, and the steamer was just too heavy and inconvenient to make it worthwhile. The other thing I took was an Xbox controller. Now, if you're a really avid gamer, then I completely appreciate you might want to take it along, but when you're slow traveling, and especially if it's mixed with work and exploration of new places, you don't often have the energy and time to sit down and game as much as you'd like anyway. And if you did, the internet connection for being able to play isn't always ideal, unless you have offline games and things. But I didn't actually use it all that much in the 10 months. I think I used it twice, so it ends up going in the regret section. The other stuff was in the fun category. Whilst we took Monopoly Deal and a deck of cards, and that definitely came in handy every now and again, we also took 2 board games with us because we're really avid board game players, and we didn't end up reaching for it at all. And you might be completely different, you might want that, but I think the cons of just carrying it around and the awkward spacing outweighed the pros of having a little game night every now and again. I think ultimately, sometimes we pack for the person we want to be rather than the person we are, and you know, whilst it's pretty cool to pack a sketchbook and some coloring pencils, if you haven't really picked it up in the last 5 years when you've been home and comfortable, what are the chances of you picking it up when you're out there? Boring items beat aesthetic ones every single time, and comfort is so much more important than optional hobbies. It's only going to be worth taking with you if you're actually going to use it. Don't be like me and take a fucking steamer that you have to ship back 6 months into the trip because you don't have room for souvenirs and snacks from Japan, okay? Just don't. So if you're planning slow travel, first and foremost, tell me where you're going in the comments so I can be super jealous. But secondly, I've actually made a really cool video on the system that I use to effectively plan slow travel, so it feels super easy to manage before, during, and after. I hope this video was helpful. I regularly make loads more like it, so subscribe if you want to see more, and see you in the next one.